Welcome everyone to a bonus episode of Let's Play Pandemonium. This is O'Rylan coming back to you once again with some little tidbits about the game, little extras that involve the password system of the game. We're going to start off with something that I received a little while ago, but I did not want to put into the main LP, and I actually got some requests, including some passwords. I received 2 passwords, so let's put those in right now, and these passwords actually got me thinking a couple of different ways. All to, sadly, no avail. These passwords are actually, I might as well give a shout out to the person who gave me these passwords. Poopybooyah gave me these passwords. So let's check them out. So he actually gave me a level code. I believe he did play through the game himself, because what we get is all of the levels unlocked all the way up to the wishing engine, 3 hearts and 6 lives. Now, I didn't know this at first because I'm absolutely stupid, daft even. So what I thought about doing was going back to all of the levels that had the heart containers inside them and going back to see if I could get all of them and somehow, I don't know why this was in my mind before, get 8 hearts. Yeah, it was a stupid idea, because what you're going to find out is that my efforts went to no avail. And the reason is level 3, Dungeon Tower. So I'm on my way going up to the top of the tower where the first heart container is. Hoping to get like a 4th heart container or something, because that was what I thought it was. However, it turns out that he already got it. So yeah, that idea was completely scrapped. Unfortunately. I know this isn't what he intended me to use these passwords for. I believe he intended me to use them so that all of the stages were put in and that I wouldn't have to start a new game every time I did an update. But thanks anyway for the passwords. The other password, however, is in a completely different game. Remember magical hoppers? You probably don't, because I haven't paid much attention to it, and I threw in the ending cutscene in the last video. But he also gave me a password for magical hoppers. However, it technically is the same one. However, this actually did help me because I wasn't playing through magical hoppers, I'll be honest, and, well, it was a quick way to get to the wishing engine, so it may not be how you wanted me to use these passwords, I know. But thanks anyway for the passwords. I found use in them. Now, handing back to Pandemonium, we're going to check out some other passwords that have been floating around for a while now. Not all of them, because some of them are kind of, well, either you know them already or they're not really that interesting, but here are some of my personal favorites. We're going to start off with some small ones. Let's start out with Hard Body. Can't touch this. It gives off a interesting message every time. Let's start a new game with Hard Body on. So the question is, what does Hard Body do? Well, it actually makes you invincible to any damage. If you really just want to have a casual experience, put Hard Body on, and you'll have a good time, I assure you. But anyway, next password. Evil Dead. Immortal enemies. Yeah, this one should be fun. Now, in terms... the passwords I'm showing now are pretty much just for challenge sake. I have to honestly say that it doesn't really work very well. It kills them and then respawns them in their original place. It doesn't actually make them impervious to damage. You still kind of kill them, but then they pop up. Alright, moving on to some more passwords. Auto fire. Permanent weapon. Level 1 seems to be a really good test level. I don't know why. But anyway, permanent weapon. We get a weapon such as the freeze ray. However, when we get hit by it, we still have the weapon. In some cases, you may want that. Like if you really like a power and you still want it, even though you are probably one who is prone to getting hit. So there you go. If you really like a power-up, put on that code and you're good to go. Unless you die. What happens when you die? I never actually tested this. Maybe I should try dying. Yeah, even when you die, you still have the power-up. So there you go. That's auto-fire. Next password. Body swap. Gender bender. Body swap is actually a very favorite one of mine. Probably one of my 2 favorite ones that actually should have been implemented in the game. You know the idea of pressing triangle in order to switch the player in the Mystic map. However, it's nice to have this into the level itself. If you press triangle in a level, you can switch in between Nikki and Fargus on the fly. This is an interesting concept. I know it's implemented today in a lot of cases where you press a button and you can play a different character. Trine comes to mind. If you haven't played Trine, good game. But I think it would have been a good idea to put it in here instead of being limited to one character throughout an entire level. That's just my take. If you watched my test video at the beginning of all this madness, you may have noticed that I did put in the body swap cheat, just to see how well it would do in terms of, well, video editing. I think it worked pretty well. Plus, if you didn't want to fall off as Fargus, you could switch to Nikki on the fly, and then she could double jump. Do a double jump. She could double jump all the way back up here, and if you missed anything, you can go get it. Yeah, very nice code. Anyway, next code. In and out. Just visiting. This is a code that should have been implemented in the game. I really think so. I didn't really show it off much in my playthrough itself, but when you pause the game with start, you can press select to quit. However, this is quitting out of the entire game if you don't have the code on. If you have the code on, if you select quit and quit, it still says quit game. However, with a code on, it will quit back to the Mystic map. This is how it should have been implemented. It shouldn't be that if you're in a level and you press start and select and quit, that you're quitting the entire game straight out of the level. Maybe you just don't like the level and you want to go back to the Mystic map. It's so much better! And from the Mystic map, you can go back to the title screen. Oh well. Next code. Born Free. World's your oyster. This is a good level. This is a good code for if you're just starting the game and you don't want any limitations. Because what this code does is if you start a brand new game, you have access to every single level, all the way up to the wishing engine. Now, there are other level codes that you can put in, such as, well, if you complete level 18, there's your code for getting all the levels unlocked. However, that requires work. Then there's also the codes I got from poopybooyah, but that required overall work. This one opens up all the levels straight out. So if you don't like a particular level, or you want to play a specific level, or you just want to bounce around everywhere and have no limitations, except for maybe your hearts and maybe your life count, but then again, it's a new game, there's your code. Now for some interesting level codes. The Thing. Mutant Mania. This code is very weird. Very, very weird. You'll see once I get to a really good spot in the level. And the reason is, it's just... It's bizarre. It's bizarre. I think that's the only word I can use to describe it. A good spot to show you is above the melons. Now that I'm mentioning it, the melons were only in this level. Weird. So, now that we have a good close-up, what the Thing does is incorporates a couple of button combination. If you hold L2 and press circle, this happens. Oh my god! Ah! Oh god, it just mutates your body and where everything is. Like, I don't think Nikki's supposed to be a contortionist, and 2, she's not supposed to be floating. Now, and when you're holding... There we go. This is just horrid. This is so bizarre. Fargus does this as well. Now, when you hold L2 and press X, you can reset to your original form, but one thing about this is I don't think it's the same twice. The mutations, I mean. It's just so bizarre. I don't know what to make of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get Fargus in here. And there's the loading screen for you. Like, that's very subtle. La la la, la la la. Oh, yeah, this bonus episode just gets better and better. Why? Whoa! Oh, right, he has the special tumble. It's so horrible to look at. You can kill people with this mutation kind of thing. Can I get more than just a stick? Thank you. Yeah, there's the thing. I can't look at this anymore. If you want to check it out for yourself. Alright, one last code. TWISTEYE. Rock and roll. This is... I think it's still under the bizarre category, but it actually imposes more of a challenge onto the player. What happens is if you hold L2 and L1, and then with the D-pad, you can rotate the levels. You can rotate the map, you pretty much rotate everything that isn't on your, like, the hood. So, what happens is, well, upside down, you can be any sort of degree you want. But what happens is you can pretty much play the entire level upside down. This is so... Oh god, this is horrible to look at. I don't know. What do you think? Should I try and do a level like this? I won't do it in this I won't do it in this episode though. It'll probably be in separate entity, separate video all at once. With no commentary, but yeah. This is what TWISTEYE does. It just adds a completely new dimension to the difficulty. Like, you can even be like this, you can be 90 degrees, anything. The background does not change. Like, everything outside of what you're seeing, everything what you're interacting with, that changes. This is so... God, this is nauseating. Woo! Oh boy. Yeah, this is really nauseating. But anyway, that's the end for all the codes I would like to show you. There are, of course, the extra health cheats, the extra live cheats if you want 31 at the beginning or whenever you need them. You can... There's even the bonus level cheats. Like, if you are not keen about getting all the treasure but still want to play the bonus levels, you can go through a level and you can instantly get one of the specific bonus levels. Again, I'm not going to show that off because it's not as intriguing as the ones I've shown you, believe me. But anyway, that's it for all of these wonderful cheat codes that I would like to show you. Codes and just difficulty and screw the bridge. Oh, I need the bridge. Oh well. I might as well leave you with this beautiful look at the mountains below and Skull Fortress. Till next time, everyone, until my next Let's Play. Take it easy. And I'll see you next time, everyone.